How you doing, guys? TheMtVernonkid here, back again. How's everybody doing on there? I hope everybody is well, as always. And today, guys, I'm here to deliver the final request from one of my Patreons, Lorenzo Smalls. He is one of my beta level members. As you know, at that tier, guys, you are able to request 4 videos from me for the month. And Lorenzo, bro, I had a blast doing your vids. Just want to get that out there. It was fun, and I like the fact that all of them was all about Spider-Man. And your last one is more of a question, but I'm also going to add a little bit of twist to it, in a sense where it kind of continues where I left off with your first request. Remember the video, how would I write Spider-Man? Well, this kind of goes into kind of that video that I did. So what Lorenzo wants me to do is ask me, do I feel there should be a authentic Spider-Boy in Marvel Comics? And first and foremost, I'm sure everybody and their mama and every geek is probably going to say, oh, they don't need that, you know, they already got enough. But then, you know, why do they need a Spider-Boy? They got Miles. Well, let's look at that. Miles does not consider himself Spider-Boy. He considers himself Spider-Man. So I don't look at Miles as Spider-Man, even though when he was incorporated into the 616 main Marvel universe, I feel like he should have taken a different name, because sometimes I'm sure that there are people in the Marvel Universe New York that does get a little confused, like, wait a minute, who is that? Because in my opinion, if I was living in Marvel New York, I'd be like, that's not Spider-Man, that's some other person. And it got even weirder when Miguel O'Hare was in the 616 universe. People were just thinking that was Spider-Man in a different costume, Peter. So I can understand that. But I always kind of throw this question out there with people when they say that, why are there two this, two that in the same universe? And then I always say, oh, you always say that about Marvel, but you don't complain about there's like 3 or 4 Flashes or several different versions of this character. There's 2 Superboys technically in the universe, things like that. So to answer your question right off the rip, let me just say, why not? You know, especially if you're going to do something differently with the character. And you're probably seeing, guys, basically images of the Marvel DC amalgam universe where they mixed Spider-Man and Superboy, Connor Kent together when they got Pete Ross. That's his name in that. I just used that for just a cover page for this video, but why not? That's basically it. Why not? But I'll even throw you one better, Lorenzo. I'll even design how you can make this Spider-Boy feel a little bit different in general. So I'll throw this out at you. And this is how I would do it. Okay, so the basis of how I would do it, and does involve geneticists, and probably one of the most cruelest and most, by God, cruel geneticists in Marvel Comics, and he has done a lot. He is the same geneticist that pretty much played a big part in the origins of the character Armadillo, Hornet, even Joaquin Torres Falcon. He and many other characters. He has played a huge role in those characters getting their powers and things like that. And that character would be Dr. Carl Malice. He would play a role in this Spider-Boy. I'm gonna kind of give you my origin of how I would do it. Like I said, I'll even go one up. So he Dr. Malice has worked for people like the Power Broker. He's even been eaten by eaten by Carnage, came back to life. But like I said, he has played a huge role, and he was the geneticist that played a role in Joaquin Torres is becoming the hybrid that he is, because what he did was he took Joaquin and he kidnapped Red Wing at that time. Red Wing at that time had gotten bit. I believe, if I remember correctly, Red Wing had got bitten by Baron Blood, the vampire, and basically Red Wing's DNA became very vampiric. So he was, which is crazy, right? And in the process, he took the genetics of Red Wing's vampiric DNA and mixed it with, and did experiments on Joaquin, and pretty much that's how he became the bird-like hybrid man that you see now. If Joaquin takes off that helmet, his eyes look like a real bird. He's got talons like a bird and everything, and that also granted him a healing factor. So I would do that, but in the process, we would see somehow. I would put it and point it out that Malice is still working, and one of his biggest things is trying to pretty much find a way to genetically engineer genetics of super assassins. And who would I have he'd be working for? I would probably, there's a part of me that says the Hand, but then there's other people I can see him working for too. But he would want to create super assassins, and what better hero that would make a serious killer assassin but Spider-Man? Imagine if Spider-Man was trained as an assassin, had the spider powers, everything like that. How dangerous he would be, the deadly he would be. Think about that. That's what he would do. However, he would need people to experiment on. So I would find it where he basically has men kidnap people that, you know, wouldn't go untorn, or even use, in a sense, illegal immigrants. Hey, illegal immigrants would work. And I've always said, if I was doing a Spider-Boy, that he would be probably biracial. So for me, I would go with making this Spider-Boy half Filipino and half black. That's a good combination. Not a lot of Filipino heroes in Marvel, so there you go. However, there would be some scientists that are under him that would work for, that would feel they didn't really think he would be doing this, and experiment on young teenagers. I would make this kid, he would probably be about maybe 13, 14 years old. And in doing so, doing the experiment is to nearly completely make this hybrid assassin pretty much more spider-like than human. So I would kind of go that route. But one of his Dr. Malice's assistants would stop the experiment, cut it from fully going detail, meaning the kid had 6 arms instead it only manifested. I would have the kid have 4 arms, actually, not 6 arms. So he would have the same abilities as a spider, the super strength, the agility, and he would be trained like a badass. But every experiment is to fully continue to make him what he is. But I would have that doctor steal him, cause a distraction, and get the kid out of there and be on the run for a while until he is killed. And from there, that boy is literally on his own in a sense. But the boy has the ability to make his arms look more like he doesn't have 4 arms or something like that. Like I would have him be able to fold his arms in the back so you don't see that he's got 4 arms, or blended in. But more importantly, I would just have the doctor be able to make an image inducer to look so people can't see that he has 4 arms. But in the meantime, the whole process is to make this kid into a killer by repeatedly showing him just violence and things like that. But instead, the doctor, the assistant, I would having the kid see heroes, including a lot of it showing Spider-Man. Because in the process, we will find out that geneticist assistant, that Magnus, Spider-Man saved her life. I would make it a female. And yeah, from there, he would see, and he would actually remember all that showing of Spider-Man. And in doing so, I would have him literally feel like he needs to be a hero like Spider-Man. So I would even have a point where he does save a person's life, somebody from getting mugged. He puts on a little mask over his face. But in doing so, yeah, the whole concept is to have the geneticist would give the boy a letter to go to this address. If this, basically almost like an underground railroad, like this is your next stop, go here, go here, go here, and you'll be kind of safe until he reaches Spider-Man, in terms of them meeting. And I can see that would be how I would have a real Spider-Boy. He would call himself Spider-Boy, like I'm Spider-Boy, and he'd just take the name because he feels I need to, because I'm kind of like you, Spider-Man. The only difference is if I remove my mask, well, I have several eyes, you like, I would literally have this boy kind of have several spider eyes, like maybe a set of 4 eyes, like instead of 6 eyes like a spider has. Yeah, wouldn't be too creepy, but like I said, he would have an image inducer on to keep him from, showing what he truly looks like. He would definitely be a spider human hybrid, human spider hybrid. That the experiment was to completely make him more of a you can kind of say humanoid spider, but it didn't fully go through. So yeah, honestly, that is kind of an idea how I would do a Spider-Boy. Do I feel that do I feel they should? No, not like I said before. Why not? I shouldn't say that. I meant why not? It wouldn't hurt if it was more original and more like in terms of different power sets. It would be cool. Like what makes Miles a little bit stand out a little bit is because of those 2 power sets that Peter doesn't have. He doesn't have the intangibility, can go invisible, or he doesn't have that Bioshock. Peter doesn't have that. He's the OG, but he doesn't have that. So with the Spider-Boy, I would have him have powers that some of them don't have. I would have a lot of powers that Peter once had, but they don't even acknowledge if he does have it. For example, being able to see in the dark. I don't think Peter used to have that. He doesn't have that, and they don't even acknowledge that. But I would acknowledge it here. He could see in the dark. He can do this. All the things that Miles can do. Intangible, yes, but not the Bioshock stuff. Most of his powers, I would acknowledge the I would do the organic webbing from him. So yeah, it shoots out of his hand. You know, it shoots out of all his arms if he needs to. But the fact of the matter is, he would be a hero. And I can see when he does get to Peter and he does reveal himself to Peter, I can see Peter trying to help, maybe trying to cure him. But in the end, the process is just too far gone where he can't. So Peter has to help him be as normal as he can. And if that means wearing the image inducer, but when he's around people that care about him, like I say, Peter or somebody, he's okay to just walk around with the forearms and the the 4 eyes and things like that. But be around Spider-Man and realize that, live up to that motto, with great power comes great responsibility. So yeah. So in the end, Lorenzo, I feel, why not? But Marvel doesn't need to, and honestly, but why not? I've always wanted there to be a real Spider-Boy in the Marvel universe. You know, DC has Superboy and all that stuff. You know, Batgirl, and you know, Barbara's old enough to be called Batwoman now, but she's still going to the Batgirl. You know, so it's like, yeah, I could see that, and it would be kind of fun. Marvel, let me do it. I'll do it. Like, give me the brains. Give me the ball. I'll do it. But thank you for this, Lorenzo. I really appreciated this. I really appreciated your requests, and I look forward to seeing what else you have for me next time. But yeah, guys, that was it. That's all of Lorenzo Small's round of requests. I had a lot of fun. You know, if you haven't watched any of them, the first one was how would I write Spider-Man. The next one was, if Spider-Man was created for DC Universe, would he still be as popular as today? The last one was, I just did that one, Spider-Man Rogues. I still want to see live action, and I just finished this one from. And if anybody wants to do requests like this, or you want to, please join the Patreon. You know, join the Patreon and do the beta level, and that's, you can be there, and that's, it's worth, you know, you get to choose 4 videos. It doesn't have to be topics. It could be anything. If you want me to react to something, I will. But at the end of the day, it is for you guys, and I appreciate your enthusiasm and the fact that you want to hear my opinion on the subjects and things like that. That's fine. That's cool. But thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate it as always. You guys take care, and well, I look forward to the next. Deuces, guys. Take care.